Hemang Jani joins in on the show right now. Hemang, hi, morning. A lot of news data points and especially a lot of, mid-cap earnings. We were looking at Mankind Pharma, for instance, and then, of course, the new listing and Akash Bhansali now checking into, this one as well, Aadhar Housing, that is. Just wanted to understand what is it that you're making of, some of the news flow this morning.
Morning, Aisha. I think, after volatility and turbulence that we've had these last 2 weeks, things are, settling down. Numbers by and large have been good. Haven't really seen, any major disappointments. In fact, when I looked at the earnings in detail, I think far more number of companies are reporting a much better margin profile versus market expectations, which is great news. Globally, also, I think things are settling down. In fact, US is making new highs, and the CPI print, surely will help the sentiment. So, except for the fact that the market is getting ready for a political event on 4th of June, I don't think there are too many risks or concerns on the horizon. I think healthy correction has already happened at the index level and the broader market level, and it would be a great time to kind of start accumulating the companies which have reported good numbers.
Yeah, so let's in fact discuss some of those candidates that have come out with a fairly decent set. And you've got an LIC Housing Finance that comes to mind in terms of a pretty stellar set of numbers. How have you looked at the quarterly performance?
So, LIC Housing, I think, in terms of the asset quality, they've done reasonably well. Top line growth was slightly lower than market expectations. And we believe that NBFCs, as a space, can do very well, given that, we are going to have a slightly stable kind of interest rate environment. The residential segment, the growth we all can see around how the news home sales data is panning out. So I think that's surely good news for the housing financials. So Housing Finance surely will remain one of the top picks when it comes to that category.
Okay, Hemang, just wanted to understand, while the FPI positions are at an 11-year low in terms of the kind of shorts that there are in the system, the market has been quite resilient, so to speak, after that aberration and that bit of a crack that we had. We've recovered quite smartly, and in fact, this morning we're almost cruising to the 22,400 print already. Wanted to understand, where is it that you find buying opportunities right now, if you could be stock specific?
Yeah, sure. So I think the top on the buying list will be the telecom play. So Bharti, which reported very good set of numbers in line, in fact. But I think the larger focus when it comes to telecom would be on what kind of ARPU increase are we really going to see, and that would bring good amount of action in the entire space. So I think Bharti would be the top pick. And of course, for the retail investors who are looking out for a low price stock, surely Vodafone Idea presents a great opportunity, a bit risky, not too much of an upside, but a 14 to 16 kind of a price, one can easily look at it. Apart from that, I think Bharat Forge came out with stellar set of numbers. Outlook over there continues to look very good. Private banks have corrected. Somehow they're not participating much, but when you look at the numbers per se, ICICI Bank and Axis Bank and even SBI for that matter, numbers were blowout, and we do think that at some point the banking stocks will take the center stage when it comes to the next leg up. So I think banking is where we should be focusing upon, and of course PSUs will have its own sort of momentum, a little bit of volatility here and there, but I think defense PSUs are the ones where the larger focus should be.
Going by data, it seems that the FI fraternity is just waiting on the sidelines for the 4th June outcome. Any other stocks that you recommend buying then? Because I don't think there will be any time to actually, catch your breath between the event and the kind of rally that's going to follow after.
Yeah, I do think that the FIs have been sellers, and there are short positions, but I don't think it is only because of the election results per se. I think we have to look at what's really happening in US markets and the kind of numbers that the companies are delivering, and more importantly, if you have slightly favorable CPI data, people who are managing large global funds would focus more on their mother markets and not on the other markets. So I think that, to my mind, is the primary driver. Having said that, for whatever reasons, we've had this correction in the last, let's say, 1 month or so. We have been underperforming the global market. So that presents, in a way, good opportunities. So apart from the other names that we've discussed, I think, there are a lot of opportunities in terms of, let's say, pharma companies where the numbers are good. So Sun Pharma, Aurobindo, those are the ones that we like at this point of time. Banks we've already discussed. I think banks would be one of the best performing names over the next, let's say, 6 to 12 months. And apart from that, I think some of the auto companies have been delivering good numbers. So I think having seen a major outperformance by Hero Motors and Bajaj, I think Maruti and to some extent Ashok Leyland would give a good 12-15% kind of an upside over the next few months.
Let's get in your take, Hemang, as to what the outlook is when it comes to the entire capital goods space. For instance, after having digested L&T's numbers, you also had something like a Thermax that has been in the spotlight, Siemens, because of the overall demerger and their quarterly earnings. Where are you finding comfort?
3 companies stood out for me. One is ABB, Siemens, and Timken. I think L&T numbers were not up to the mark. The guidance people are not too happy with. No doubt, it's a great company, and overall growth potential there is great. But I would really focus upon ABB, Siemens, and Timken. They are all trading at all-time high levels. But given the momentum in the earnings and the kind of growth that one can really look at, best companies to participate with these 3.
All right, Hemang, good to have you on board. Thanks so much for joining in and sharing with us those observations. It's 9 a.m.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.